when you eat in a full stomach. Eat when you're hungry. Then last thing is, what about water? Because a lot of people are worried about drinking water. I see people carrying bottles of water with them and drinking every now and then because they are told that you should drink too much. There is no limit for water. When you are thirsty, you drink. If you are not thirsty, don't drink. You don't have to drink a particular amount of water. Some people say you must have 2 liters of water a day, you must have 3 liters of water a day. There's a friend of mine who keeps bottles filled with water, saying that I must finish it by evening. There's nothing like that. You drink as much as you want. But if you are very funny, if you fussy about it, and you want to know exactly how much water you drink, you can roughly take about 30 ml of water per kilogram body weight. Supposing you have 60 kilos and you take about 2 liters, you're fine. So 30 ml of water per kilogram body weight is a rough estimate of the body requiring water. Otherwise, don't take unnecessarily too much water because if you drink too much water, you have to visit the toilet very often. And if you drink water at night too much, you can't sleep because you keep on getting up and going to the toilet for passing urine. So you try to cut down your water intake after 12 or noon, and after dinner when the night, take minimum amount of water early in the evening and don't take at night too much water because it gives you going to the toilet now and then, it disturbs your sleep. A lot of people get sleep disturbance. They come to the doctor and say, ask for sleep pill. And the doctor prescribes sleep pill. Or they themselves take sleeping pills. But the fact is, sleeping pills are not needed. They have been drinking too much water and getting up in the night to pass water now and then. So you must know how much water to drink. Now about the other things. What about fruits? Yes, fruits are good, but not not associated with the food. You should not have a meal and then fruit together. You must always give a gap, and the fruits are better eaten in between meals. Like for example, you have a breakfast at about 8 o'clock, fruit at about 10:30, lunch at about 12, and fruit again at 3 o'clock, and dinner at 8 o'clock, and fruit before you go to bed at about 10 o'clock. But in moderation, they should never be combined because when you combine fruit and water together, the calorie content will increase and your total calories at a given time will increase, which disturbs your balance. And you should now always try to keep your blood sugar at one level throughout the day. It should not, after a meal, it should not go up and then it should not come down suddenly because if you have a large meal, it goes up and comes down. Have meals in moderation, always. And if you're hungry, you can eat more number of times. There are people who eat 10 times a day, no problem. There are people who eat only once a day, no problem. Both are healthy, as long as you don't overeat. I have a lot of friends who eat only once a day, and I have a lot of friends who eat 10 times a day. Both are healthy. I have been watching them. They are quite healthy. Nothing has happened to them. Nothing will happen to them because studies have shown that either way you are okay as long as you keep your calorie content within limits. Don't overeat. Now the last thing is about water. Then what about coffee and tea? How many times you can drink? How much you can drink? Coffee and tea are not poisons, but coffee keeps you awake. So don't try to take coffee in the evening after or night because coffee keeps most people awake. But I've seen people the other contrary, they take a hot cup of very strong coffee and go to bed like a cat in the next 5 minutes. These are all habits. But by and large, stimulants should be avoided before sleep. Stimulants like coffee, tea are avoided after midday. You take your coffee in the morning, coffee in the afternoon, but not in the evening or late at night. Tea is better than coffee in the sense that tea is not that stimulant. Tea contains about 50 milligrams of caffeine, while coffee contains 650 milligrams of caffeine. Coffee is a stimulant. But tea is better. A lot of people say tea is good for health. I don't know whether it's true, but all that I know is tea is not bad for health. Neither is coffee bad for health. You can drink your coffee and tea in moderation anyway. What about alcohol? Yes, alcohol is bad for health. If a doctor has told you that a small amount of drinking is good for health, he must be enjoying his drink in the evening. As a matter, there's no study which says any alcohol, even a drop of alcohol, is good for health. But there are studies which show that a small amount of alcohol may not be bad for health. But that doesn't mean it is good for health. It may not be bad, but in excess, alcohol is very bad for health and alcohol should be avoided completely. Smoking is very, very bad for health. There's no two ways about it. Smoking should be avoided if you want to be healthy. And smoking can be associated with so many diseases, starting from cancer to common cold. Even if you are a smoker, you have more frequent attacks of common cold because your resistance goes down. Smoking will lower your resistance. You get more number of diseases, even minor illnesses, major illnesses. And smoking is one of the very important causes of cancer. Smoking is very, very bad. Now sleep, how much sleep do you require? Some people think they require sleep for 8 hours. Some people think they require sleep for 6 hours. These are all created by the sleeping in pill industry. They make you believe that you require 8 hours sleep, and if you don't get 8 hours sleep, you run to the doctor and take a pill. So don't believe that. I have seen people, healthy people, sleeping only for 1 hour at night. There are people who sleep for 8 hours a night. Both are okay because they are used to that. A 1 hour man cannot sleep for 8 hours. A 8 hour man cannot sleep for 1 hour. So you can't say a rule saying that no, look at that man. He is sleeping for 1 hour. Why do you have to sleep for 8 hours? He is sleeping for 1 hour because that is enough for him. I know our Prime Minister sleeps 3 hours a day, and that's enough for him. He works all the other 21 hours non-stop, and you and I can't do that. And there are some people who require about 6 hours sleep, like Barack Obama, who was the American president. He said he needs 8 hours sleep without which he can't work. So he sleeps full 8 hours every night. So it's all habit. So sleep, there's no dose of sleep that you require. Suppose you don't sleep, what happens? Nothing happens. Some people don't sleep, as age advances, sleep is less and less. Need for sleep is less. So some nights you don't sleep at all, but don't have to worry. You don't have to roll in bed and curse yourself. No. Just lie down. Lying down in bed and sleeping both give you enough rest. But sleeping will give you refreshment next morning, and just no sleep will not give you refreshment in the morning. Otherwise, the rest part of it is the same. If you don't sleep, just lie down and don't get up and walk unnecessarily because it will keep you awake again. So when you don't get sleep, just sleep and don't do anything else. Now about bowel motion. How many times a day should you go to the toilet? I know people who go to the toilet after every meal, and they religiously do that because they feel that if they didn't do it, if they went for a meeting or something like that, they may be in a hurry to go to the toilet. So they eat a meal and go to the toilet and feel relieved so that they don't have need for urgent go to the toilet. That's not need like that. There are people who go to the toilet once in 10 days. They are also healthy. Nothing happens to them. There are people who go 10 times a day. They are also healthy. Nothing happens to them. So it all is again habit, and there is no rule that you should go to the toilet so many times. Lastly, of course, about work. How much can you work? Work as much as you want. There's no limit. Work has never killed anybody. As far as I know, studies have shown that laziness has killed a lot of people, but work has not killed. So being in bed is dangerous. If you are all the time in bed, you will probably not get up from bed at all. But being up and about, if you can do that, do it as much as you can. There are people who work whole day and they also work sometimes at night. Nothing happens to them because they are used to that. I've seen people who work the whole night and the next day they get fresh, very fresh. Do one night duty, they sleep for 2 days. Both are normal. Both are nothing abnormal about them and they don't get any disease. So your lifestyle depends on your habits. Lastly, what about your work? The work should be something that you love, then you know stress. And if you do something which you hate, you have a lot of distress. 1 hour hate work you do, 3 hours of distress you get. But you love your work, you work the whole day. There are people day in and day out because they love their work. And when you love your work, you don't hate your work and you don't have any stress or strain and you don't tired. Again, coming back to the basic point, tiredness is in your mind. So if you don't like your work, you feel tired. If you like your work, you love your work and you can work. So friends, to be healthy, you have to have simple formula. Eat when you're hungry, sleep when you're sleepy, drink when you're thirsty, and work whenever you can, and you will be healthy. Don't, whenever you want to work, many of us don't want to work at all. No, you work when you can, and you will be very healthy. That's the formula for simple living. Don't complicate your life, and don't make life a ritual, saying that I should do this, I should do that, I should sleep for 8 hours a night, I should not eat more than this. No, nothing like that. Do it as you like and enjoy doing it. Enjoy everything that you do and be healthy. Now coming back again to our habits. Our habits should be preferably simple, and you keep them to a limit, and don't complicate your life unnecessarily. Thinking that I'll be very healthy if I go for a big walk in the morning. So a lot of people get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, put on their trousers and go for a long walk, thinking that they'll live here forever. No. Even if you walk, it's good for you. You don't have to work very hard. You know what Ayurveda says is Samik Shikari, work very hard. It doesn't say get up and walk in the morning, because I've seen doctors asking, farmers who are working the whole day in the field to go for a walk in the morning. He should be asked to sleep in the morning for an hour. He'll be better off. So you must know what you're doing, because a man who doesn't do any work, like for example a white collar job man, most of us are in that category. We go to our office in the morning, sit in the computer till evening, and come back home and sleep, eat and sleep. Such people would require a morning exercise. Not the man who works the whole day in the field. He doesn't require any morning exercise. He requires rest in the morning, poor man. So you should adjust the advice, and you must know what you are advising and whom you are advising and why you are advising, what you are advising. That's about our sleep, habits, food, etc., etc., etc. Nothing. Then, if you want to enjoy life, be happy. And to be happy, make another person happy. So whenever any day you are not made someone happy, you will not be happy and you will be unhappy. So try to be happy by helping others, and that's a very good formula. You must see that you do something for others, you will be happy. That's about your life. Now, what is the philosophy of life? Why do people live in this world? You live because of others. You will because of society. So you must remember that the basic idea of a man being here is for another man's help. So we must try to help another person, and that's the best way to live and the best way to be healthy also. And every day we must try to find out someone and make someone happy. It's not difficult at all. But don't make others unhappy. There are people who want others to be unhappy. You will be very unhealthy if you did that. So try to see that others are happy. What else do you want? I think I have said most of what I have to say. But you may have some questions in your mind, because each one of us is individually unique. We have our own problems. If you have any problem, please ask me. If I know the answer, I'll give you the answer right away. If I don't know, I say I don't know. You can ask your questions. Questions are welcome, answers not guaranteed. Yes, sir. Quantum healing. Quantum healing, Reiki healing, and healing others is all the same. Quantum healing is just a word. Quanta is a measure. Quantum healing is nothing, which come from heaven, a new way. No. It is just healing others. And one of the best ways of healing others is to love others. And if you really want to heal someone, you must really be interested in him. And touching him is one of the best ways. That's called Reiki. Touch conveys the energy, your body energy, your energy to the other person. But without touching also you can convey the energy by focusing your mind on the other person. And that's possible. You can even do it from a distance. There are people who heal you through the phone. That's also possible, because it's all conveying the idea. And as long as you can touch the other man's mind, you're done. That's quantum healing. Anything else you want?
Sorry. Because of cooked food, that maybe I'm just thinking tangibly here. Sometime before, so many years, we started cooking food. Before that, I'm sure we all lived with without cooking food and we all ate from nature. Is there, from your experience, cooked food has side effects?
Of course, cooked food kills some very important parts of food. So apart from side effects, good effects are less. See, raw food absorption is much better, and you get all the nutrients that's the food. When you cook food, you destroy a lot of nutrients. So that way it's not. But by cooking, you don't become dangerous. Cooking is not bad. It's not that you should eat only raw food, nothing like that. Cooked food is okay. But overcooking food is bad. Like for example, deep frying. Deep frying is very bad. But cooking is alright.